Hello, I'm Kate Daniluk from Making Music Praying Twice. Today we're going to review some activities that we can use with the little ones to promote music reading readiness. With older children, this has been done using what Kerwin invented years ago, known as the solfege hand signs. That's when they take the solfege, or do, re, mi, fa, so, and so on, that we assign to the scale, those notes, and he created some hand signals that the children could use in a choral setting to help assign specific notes to a visual cue, like do, re, mi, fa, so. And by doing that, the children would ultimately assign that visual note to and hear it when they see it. And they found that children who were doing that then moved on to learning how to read music on the scale in a much stronger way, which makes sense. There's a real connection there. Years later, other music educators like Kodai decided that they would adapt that further by really making that connect more in the up and down movement, like it is on the staff, so that it would connect that much more to how music works in written music. So there's been several adaptations of that where they use their bodies to sort of move up and down, keeping track of the solfege. Here's an example of my daughter using a system that she uses in her music class of using hand signals on the body to keep track of the solfege. And you'll see how that works in simply learning the solfege, and then how that's adapted to use in songs that they know. And you can really see the connections on how that's moving forward and helping them to read music, both in the relative sense of moving up and down the staff, and by assigning a visual, oral, and kinesthetic connection between the different notes on the staff.
Do, re, mi, fa, so, la, ti, do. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are.
Now for younger children, what's been adapted is something called the body scale. And this is a little simpler for them to do. It's going to really make a more distinct separation between the different notes in the solfege and really reinforce the idea of moving up and down the scale by utilizing their whole body. And of course, that's a very age-appropriate thing to do for preschoolers and kindergartners and these very little children. Do, re, mi, fa, so, la, ti, do, 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 mi, do, mi, re, do. Now in Making Music Praying Twice, we are dealing with much younger children. Even the body scale is going to be too complicated for many of our very little children, preschool, younger, even little babies. How can they do that if they can't even stand up yet? So what we do is we're taking the elements of what make the hand signals and the body scale work and adapting them in an age-appropriate way. Now when we play with a song, the way we explore the tonalities is by simply reflecting on the main portions of what make that tonality what it is. Do, mi, so, do. Okay? The tonic chord. And that's what we spend time exploring to help reinforce that tonality in the children. So we're going to use activities, movement, hand signals, if you will, to do that and to reinforce that. So if we finish singing a song, most songs are going to end on the resting tone or the do of the tonality. And we always assign that do down on the ground or down on our laps, down, okay? And we pat the ground while we sing that. Ooh. Ooh. Notice I'm not actually using the solfege. I'm not saying do. I'm just singing it on ooh. These children are, many of them are pre-verbal or newly verbal, so we do not want to confuse them with a lot of verbal issues. We're not going to teach them a new language or the solfege language yet. We're just going to sing on ooh. Ooh, down the ground. Make it really fun. Make it a game. And then we're going to go up to that high do. Ooh. Get that high do up in the air. Ooh, wiggle those fingers, make it fun. Ooh. Did you notice that I slid or kind of did a glissando down to my low do? That's very important. Our very youngest children are not yet able to distinctly sing intervals. They have to slide physiologically. They have to slide to find those notes. And a lot of them will be sliding around to help find notes as they're using their beginning objectivities to listen to what you're doing and try to match and adapt. And they're going to slide around to do that. So we're helping them by introducing something with a slide. It's fun and it's easy for them to do. And as they learn to slide to a note and stop and hold it there, they're learning to control that part of the vocal cord. And ultimately, they'll be able to make the leap and do the interval. Ooh. Now what about the so? Isn't that fun? Ooh. Wah, 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 wah. So is here around the mouth, and we do all kinds of fun mouth games with that. Ooh, there's our me on your tummy, pet your tummy. Ooh, 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 ooh. Okay, we're not necessarily focusing on that so-me interval a ton. We really are actually trying to help them to not just explore the so-me that they're going to really want to do. They have a tendency to look for the so and the me. We're going to encourage them to find the resting tone. It's actually a step further to move toward the resting tone later. Let's look at a couple little ones using these techniques with a teacher. And you'll see that they're in a place of learning, right? There's not a mastery level yet. This is two little girls. One is 2, one is almost 2, a few months shy of 2. And you'll see them responding to the teacher, reinforcing these tonalities using these different signals. And on her knees, hallelujah, Claudia rocking back and forth. Alleluia, alleluia. Even though they're not singing it perfectly, the teacher is reinforcing that sound, reinforcing the tonality, and they're following in the actions. And their brain is learning to assign that resting tone down to that spot. Just like later, they'll be learning to assign certain notes to different notes on the staff. Thank you. I hope you've learned something that you can use in your classes, that you can use with your children, that will really promote some music reading readiness. God bless you, and thank you for everything you do for Making Music Praying Twice.